There we go. Should be live. Laptop, do you agree with me? Yep. There it is. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monza, where it is a hot day. 38-degree track temperature, and it's gonna be some rough times, I think. But we are here for round 3 of the Evolution Racing Academy Season 15. Server 2. If there are any audio or video problems or any problems with the stream at all, please light up the chat and let me know. But we're just here in the practice session, so we got a couple of time left. We're checking around with Bromine here in the Mustang. So while we got a moment, let's give you a rundown of the championship standings, shall we, coming into today. In the silver category, those are the cars with the white number plates, like the number 448, or the number 149 car, or the 296 car. Leading the way is Nathan Gray with 31 points, followed by Diogo Matos. He's on... pardon me. I need to make a slight correction to this one. Boop, boop. There we go. Fixing my spreadsheet. It is telling me Porky Pies. There we go. In first place, still Nathan Gray on 31 points. In second place, Dennis Hook is on 28. He's had podiums in both rounds at Spa and Snetterton. Diogo Matos is on 26 points. He is in third place. Oral Shaw is in fifth place with 21. 18 for Matt Gale, who was the winner at Snetterton. He is sixth. Kerry Patton on 14 is in seventh. 8th is Thomas Boris on 12. Conrad Kuhn is on 10, good enough for 9th place. And Jack Biddle is in 10th with 8 points. In the bronze category, we are going to be watching Bromine for a fair bit here because he's the only one out on track. In the bronze category, the championship is currently led by, one second here, I have a mistake in the order I have it displayed here. Do I have the same problem? No, leading the way is Adrian Marood on 30 points, followed by Philip Nulis and Sean Young, both on 25 points. 19 for Tyler Scott. Shannon Murasano is on 16. Matthias Weideman is on 15. 12 for Felix Krammerich, and 10 each for Chris Stancer and James Wheel. That is the bronze category, with the silver number plates such as the 172, the 416, and the 23 car. And then finally, we have the Iron Drivers. They have the red number plates as shown by the 57 and the one we're looking at right now, the 350 of Bromine, who's coming into the pit lane. Leading the way in that championship with 29 points, very, very tight, is Max Cruz. 28 for Pat Fortune, 18 each for Bo Zur, D. Hines, Sven Van de Velde, and Robert Stoltz. Shane Sullivan's on 14, and Werner Jacobs is on 10. So those are the standings, at least at the top, as they come into play here today. We'll get into qualifying here in about 2.5 minutes. And we'll see who can put themselves at the front. The Irons will be up first. And then we'll have the bronzes, then we'll have the silvers. So again, the silvers are the fastest drivers, the irons are the slowest. I am solo today. I do not have my usual partner, Byron Giant. He unfortunately is a little bit under the weather, by which I mean his neck is killing him. So he will not be joining me today, so everybody wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully the ACC race controller behaves itself today. It did not last week. I apologize. There were many restarts and so on that had to happen to make it work all the way through, but I'd like to think that we got the job done as best as possible, and hopefully we'll be able to do it again if that problem does come up. Oh, there is another car out on track, so we'll give it a look. Kolarix. Baras. Hungarian driver out there. And the session is over. All right.
Green line. Give it all you got.
So, need to go hit drive again, and that will bring us to our usual broadcast software. All right, so who's going to be giving us our track preview today? I'm not sure which car that is. There's two cars kind of right on top of each other. We'll see who gets the honor here. What up, Skirt Reynolds and Sammy Sun? It is the 57 car of Max Cruz, the championship leader. All right. So Max will be giving us our run through here. Get on board with the interior here. And we'll wait until he hits the start of the lap before we start giving you the tour of a very, very familiar circuit, I'm sure, to most racing fans. Monza, probably, I'm going to go to a limb here and say one of the most racetracks in all of sim racing. Because as much as all of us almost have like a, at best, love-hate relationship with this track, it just ends up, it's in every game. It's suitable for almost every car. And as a result, we tend to end up here a lot of the time. Not necessarily all the time, obviously. But if I were to say how many series I've raced in that have gone to Monza, we are going to be long out of toes and fingers and so on, and into like bringing in a spreadsheet to calculate it, because it is a track that I've seen a ridiculous amount of. It's right up there with Spa-Francorchamps. It's up there with Silverstone. It's up there with Suzuka. Probably is one. Car number 35 is off the track. Hopefully they can recover. And of course, hopefully we have no lost liveries here today. We had a couple last week, so I'm expecting we'll probably have a few, but hopefully some changes were made and the package is up to date. All right, so we're off to begin the lap here, heading down towards Variante Panorama or Variante Retifido, depending on which name you want to use. Break at about the 150 meters, and here we go for this tight right left-hander chicane to open it up. One of three major chicanes on this track. We then head into the Curva Grande, which is less a turn and more just a full throttle curve. But alas, it still has that title. We break for the entry into Variante del Raggia, which is the second of the three chicanes. In my opinion, the one that I probably mess up the most, if we're being completely honest. That's probably not true. It's probably right field. Then we have the Lesmos, number 1. And the Sharper number 2 coming up. There it is. And then we head on down towards the final chicane, Variante Ascari, named after Alberto Ascari, the second ever Italian Formula One champion, and the first for Ferrari, which of course is massive. On the brakes. Through here. That was back in 1952, by the way. Passed away relatively young. And on our way down. You know what's stunningly is actually Ascari is still the most recent Italian champion in F1 history. There are actually only two, Nino Farina and Alberto Ascari. Into the final curve here, which is the Parabolka. Heading on down to the start-finish line. Wonder what the time's going to be here. It's a legal lap. So this will set the bar. There it is. 1 minute 51:017, and the pole is taken by this man Infocraft in the Mustang. Okay. Let's see who's got a legal lap going. Lucas Joubert coming across the line for the Griffin crew in 6th place, and then instantly abandoning the lap. Interesting. His entry list is wrong. I do know that Joubert is, in fact, a iron driver. So, no worries about that 139 being showing as a silver entry. Although there might be something going on in the chat about it. We'll see. Might explain why he pulled off the track. Coming around is Miso Guzmanovic in the Arch Linux Porsche. We'll see how fast it goes. 15th quickest. We have a lot of irons today. 17? More than that, actually. We have something close to like 20 entries. Bozer! I missed you last week, Bo. Congratulations on the victory at Spa. And it feels good to see some people who I've seen struggle and Maybe helped out by the fact that he's driving a BMW now, which is a little bit more beginner-friendly. Also, it looks like he's now associated with the Los Patos Hermanos team, which also... Nathan B. of the Black Lung Bandits in the Marlboro McLaren. Coming to the line. I'm not sure if this is a legal lap. It was not. Okay. I didn't think it was. Werner Jacobs in the Lexus. That looks like probably a broken livery. A little bit harder to tell with the Lexuses, of course, because they do not come up with the carbon black that you have with, I think, every other car. I might be wrong. There may be another exception. But the Lexus has a, I think it's an interesting rights issue with the car, perhaps. Looking on down, seeing who's on a flyer right now. Pat Fortune's on a good lap. Stunt Possum Ferrari. Interesting note, he's in the 488 Ferrari as opposed to the updated 296. And it goes 7th quickest. I should make a note of that, which Ferraris are currently sporting the 488. I need to look into that, why the 488 has become popular again. It is not the most up-to-date Ferrari, but it seems to be getting a lot of love. Nicholas Light. This appears to be a newcomer, sporting the Ford Performance livery. I do like that livery. It's not a custom livery. It's a official one, but it looks nice. I think the Mustang in general just like supports like a really nice line selection for liveries, which is good to see. We got a potential pole lap here for Max Cruz in the Purple People Eater. Getting a tow from one of the Black Lung Bandits. Unfortunately, I think that Black Lung Bandit might be now messing up the lap. After giving a nice little tow, coming out of Parabolica, I think that's cost him some time. Still should be pole. Yep, there we go. Just barely sneaking it out there. Was a lot more comfortable beforehand. Thomas Wong in the Team Blue Archive McLaren. That might be a broken livery. Either that or it's just very black. Man, we have like 22 iron entries today. Oh my lord. This is a little bit insane. I know a couple of them have the wrong listings, but I know Joubert and Stoltz and Coleridge are all iron drivers, or at least they have been in the past. So I'm not really sure why they're currently not showing correctly. This is a possible pole lap for Thomas Wong, at least for the time being. Where of course, it's got a lot of time to go. Picking up the iron pole for the time being. Werner Jacobs got a good lap going here. In the Lexus, he's up about 2 seconds. Now, probably will not improve his position, unfortunately. And he does not, because he's quite a bit off the back end. But I like to give people credit for when they're getting better, when they're shattering their own prior limits. So we'll give that love there. Ballas Coleridge is on a good lap here in 13th place. This could move about 2-3 spots maybe. Plenty of time left. So we head through Variante del Rogia. That was Thomas Wong in the background pulling off the track. And for a moment here, everybody, I'm going to try and get a little bit of a sample of the audio. Just to see if there's anything I want to adjust. So I will be off mic for a moment. Alright, I think we're good. And I will proceed as such, unless you guys want to inform me otherwise. Ballas coming out of Parabolica, heading towards start-finish straight. Only about a 10th up. Had a rough run there through abandoning the lap. Okay. I see. By the way, we have the deployance of the bronze cars now. They are out on track. Heading around. Let's see. 217 or 23. Depends if 217 is... Okay, 217 is an iron car finishing up a lap. Which you might want to stick with. This will be the last one. From the Track Tool team. It's Mario Ferreira, currently in 4th place in the McLaren. Popular car. I think we saw that it was the most popular car at Snetterton, so I'm assuming it's probably still the most popular car here today at Monza. And currently it holds 1st, 4th, 7th, and 9th place. So definitely one that is performing at a very high level. And Ferreira is going to abandon this lap. Alright, who is going to be the first one? Car 23, I summon you to be inspected by the crowd. That would be Sean Young in the Cyber Racing Ferrari. This is the updated 296 as opposed to the 488 we saw earlier. You can tell by the back end easily enough. The front end is a little bit different, but I'll be honest, unless you see them side by side, it's not as easy. It's the back that tends to be the dead giveaway for me, because the 269 the 296 has this kind of like, it feels older school back end. We'll put it that way. Specifically around the window in the back. Over the 488. I like the 488 appearance better, but I imagine the 296 is faster. I think that's the only car that is appearing, the only brand that is represented by 2 different cars in the field. Everything else is, I believe, all the McLarens are 720Ss. The Lexuses and the Fords are givens. They don't have anything else. I believe all the BMWs are M4s. I believe all the Porsches are all the newest 911. I think it's just the Ferrari that's having this interesting little inter-brand rivalry between the old model and the new model. Which does interest me a great deal. Probably doesn't interest everybody else all that much. By the way, hot track here today. 38 degrees. Whew. Tire management will be a thing. Keeping those tires from overheating will be a battle today. No idea if Sean's lap is good. I mean, this is the problem with the inaugural lap. I don't have a delta telling me if it's any good. But it looks good so far. I haven't seen any, like, particular mistakes. Heading through Parabolica towards start-finish straight. Keeping that really tight. All right, well, that is pole for now. See if Samuel Jardine in a very lovely Lexus can do anything about it. No, not really. Not even close. Adrian Marud, 10th quickest in the Ferrari. Andreas Hansen, the next one to hit the line in the Los Patos Hermanos Mercedes. No idea where we're going with this lap. Is it a good one? Is it a bad one? Here we go. Good enough for 7th quickest. 4th in class. Or in rating, I suppose, is the technical term. Got a couple of heating up laps here. Marud's got a good one going right now in the Nubs Racing Division car. He's over a second up on his time. Picked up a lot there, so I think his first run through Del Raggio was particularly not very good. So this is going to be a major improvement. Right now, he's not a threat to pole, but we're getting there. Marud is, of course, a championship contender this season. He won at Spa, and he finished 4th at Snetterton, which has given him the championship lead by 5 points over Newless and Young. So they'll be hungry for action. And also Tyler Scott, who won at Snetterton but was absent from Spa, is definitely a force to consider as well. Maroon's got a real chance at pole here at the moment. He's now up 1.5. He just needs to navigate through Parabolica nice and solid. And he'll be jumping up quite high. Top 5 at the very least. Top 3 most likely. Probably just short of pole, but it's going to be close. There you go. Second place. 0.08 of a second. From Sean Young, by the way, who's showing off quite nicely. Shannon Marisano. Moving into 4th place. And we've also got a good run here from the aforementioned Tyler Scott, who was the winner in the bronze category at Snetterton. Currently has him in 4th place in the championship on 19 points. 11 points back. And of course, the advantage he has is, well, not necessarily his advantage, but he does have his drop score out of the way. Whereas potentially Maroon could be dropping something, potentially Newless could be dropping something, potentially Young could be dropping something. So he's actually on the lead in adjusted score for that reason. But it's not an advantage if you really think about it. Scott goes 4th quickest. He does have the wrong number plate, but Chris Stancer back in the field after missing last week due to some arthritis issues. 22nd quickest. See if anyone else is putting up a kick-ass one. Shannon Marisano's got a shot at pole here. Cyber Racing Lexus. Very weird seeing this livery on the Lexus because, of course, this team has historically been a Porsche team. And I want to say I've never seen a Lexus represent this team before. But Shannon Marisano has brought the Lexus to the table, abandoning his beloved Bentley. Trying to make things happen. Coming around Parabolica, probably not pole position, but should go about 2nd quickest. As long as he doesn't do anything wrong. Yep, he does. Front row at the moment for Shannon Marisano. Minor improvement coming for David Slater here. Should jump him up a couple spots just because of how jumbled this area is. He's about 3/10 up. Should kick him quite far. Might just be just outside the top 10, I'm going to guess. Oh. Actually in the top 10. Picked up a little bit extra time. Minor improvement coming from Felix Kramerch, who's with the Track Tool team this season. Good to see him picking up a team. We've been used to seeing the super fun Croatian driver have a bit of a rough time as a solo entry with Rothmans. So, getting in with the Track Tool guys is going to help out. He's up a half second right now, so this would be a top 10 time as it stands. And he just has Parabolica left to navigate. Now, I will say Parabolica, you can lose a lot of time through there. And he did. Lost about a 10th. But he's still 6/10 up. And will come across the line in 6th place for the time being. Oh, by the way, I should record pole. Thomas Wong picking up the iron pole. Interesting. Not a guy who's been necessarily doing the deed lately in this bunch. But gets it done today. We have yet to deploy the silvers, so it's just the bronzes finishing things up. Moderate improvement coming out of Chris Hansen right now. Also, Idris Cahill in the Lego Stunt Possum. Oh! Idris Cahill with the, not with the Lego today. I'm disappointed. Idris. Don't get me wrong, I love my Stunt Possums. It's a cool bunch of guys, cool livery. But I am gonna miss the, the Lego car. That's disappointing. Alright, here we go to the line. And popping up in 8th place for Idris Cahill. We do have a late push for pole here from Philip Newless, the Greek driver, in the Cristal Patronus McLaren. I'm still going to make fun of you for having a Patronus liveried McLaren, sir. It's Ah, that illegalized it coming out of Lesbos. Alright, well, that's that threat done. And the Silvers are deployed. Pole position for Shanu Murasanu. In the horrible... the Lexus 911. No, he's rocking the... he's rocking the Lexus today, but he's just on top of somebody's car in the pit lane, which is a thing that happens around these parts. But he picks up a pole position and helping himself out in a... You know, he had a podium at... he had a podium in the opener round at Spa. Just didn't have a great time at Snetterton, so hopefully he can deliver here. And we turn our eyes onto... Oh, well, actually, Andreas Hansen still got a lap to finish up. He's 3/10 up. That would be enough for probably 11th place right now. See if he can pick up any time through Parabolica. And on the run to the start-finish. No threat to pole. Might be able to get just drip into that top 10. Coming to the line. Picked up a little bit of time. 9th place. Very nice. The car 159 is leading the way. That is Thomas Boris, the Polish driver in the Lipton car. McLaren 720S. See what he can do. He was absent from Snetterton. Finished a solid 4th place at Spa, which is good enough for 7th in the championship at the moment. And we'll see if he can pick up some ground here today. Part of the considerable McLaren invasion that we got going on here. No sign of Mike Golfer today. That is disappointing. We do love ourselves some Mike Golfer. The lap is still apparently valid. I was a little bit nervous there with how wide he got coming out of Lesmo 1. He appears to have not run afoul of the track limit gods quite yet. Now he has. Now he has. All right, who's next in line? 448. Is Johan Viviers in the Ferrari. Oh, I like that livery. I think his livery wasn't working last round, so salute to you, sir, for getting that fixed up. And I like it. I like the orange and gray. It's a neat combination. All right, well, he's going to be the pace setter. 5th place. And Oral Shaw going quicker. Number of guys coming across the line. We'll pick up Conrad Koo in the Iron Lynx Lamborghini. Let me say, that looks much more like a Grasser Lamborghini, frankly. But, is, I suppose, what it is. The Great Fighting Bull of Italy. Apparently that was an invalid lap. I didn't say it was. It's weird. Weird. I'm not sure what was up with that one. Thiago Matos is having a good run here for the Stunt Possums. And I say that, and he completely messes up Del Raggia, so Caster's Curse. My apologies. Oral Shaw. Always someone to look out for. Very rapido in the Ferrari. Excuse me for like the next minute or so. I made the mistake of having a Pepsi. I am paying for it now. I apologize to the chat. No one tuned in to hear me burp. Hopefully it's not coming in over the mic. It will usually pass in a couple minutes. Oral Ja, currently 5th place. Where is he going to go? 2nd place. Marisano's still on the pole, though. So still a bronze pole sitter. Jack Biddle in the Bentley. Track Tool team. Should move into the top 10? Maybe not. Anton Lammers, who is a new face. Not this round, but this season new face. Treehouse Works Racing. Interesting team name. Then again, I can't really complain. One of my teams back in the day the Lexuses I tend to show off when they do well in the post race. Actually, where it was a team called Vortex Mafia. So I am not short on silly teams myself. See what Anton can do here, while keeping an eye for anyone else who's ripping it up. Got a pretty good one here from Johan Viviers. South African driver racing for Trail Bullets. Heading into Parabolica. About 3/10 up, so might be a threat for 4th place. I don't think it's quite top 3. Ain't good enough for 5th. Professional Hater in the field today in the Marlboro Racing Ferrari. Welcome back, Hater. I thought he got promoted. Let's go 7th quickest. Not really seeing anybody with a major... Conrad Kuhn, his delta's going all over the place. I'm not sure what's up. But he is about, right now, 8/10 up. And that'll be good enough for 26th place. Picking up Jack Biddle here. Doing anything particularly amazing. About 3/10 up right now. So, top 10 time if he can keep it up. No one else is doing anything particularly more exciting. So we'll chill with the Bentley for a bit. The only Bentley in the field, if I'm not tremendously mistaken. Also, I have confirmation that we have a McLaren entry from Chris Stancer, which surprises me in absolutely no way. For those who have been watching these streams for a decent period of time, Chris Stancer is a almost always guaranteed McLaren driver. But I did not see him at Snetterton, so I did not have confirmation that he had remained loyal. Let's got a good lap going here from Nathan Gray, the Aston Martin. We'll pop in with him after Biddle finishes his lap, which is good enough for a top 10 spot in 9th place. Oh, and Nathan Gray just took that 9th place away from him for Los Patos Hermanos. One last chance for the crews to get the job done. I'm not seeing anybody on a heater right now. The closest to that is Johan Viviers, who is about 3/10 up. So, right now, a shot at 3rd place on the line here for the South African. See him keep it. That might be my favorite new livery this season, honestly. That's a very, very... I don't know what it is, because I couldn't tell you that it looks like amazing. It's just the combination of the orange and the gray. It's really doing it for me right now. It's a bit of a pumpkin. I am a sucker. So here's the tip to anybody who wants me to love their liveries in the commentary booth. I'm a sucker for an orange livery, but it has to be a good orange livery. There's like a very narrow shade of orange that I really enjoy. And I have tormented many a livery creators, many a artist, with demands for finding this specific thread of orange. They have a hard time doing it. But Johan Vivier is, like I say, this one's perfect, but this is very good as he takes pole here in the late stages. Now, Oral Ja might snag that for himself. Nope. Messed up at a parabolica, maybe. Ron Morley, you and... Well, just you. You're the last hope. You got a good lap going, but this is not a pole lap for the Purple People Eater. Oh, mistake there. Costing him some time. Should still move up a little bit from 21st. Yep. Picks up 16th. So that'll be pole for Viviers. Where are you? There you are, Johan. Okay. We'll do the grid walk momentarily. Good luck to any of the drivers who are listening. And I look forward to some good action out there. None of the really key championship contenders picking up poles here today, so that's good. Indicates that we have a pretty open championship in all three divisions. Like Viviers came into today, his best finish so far has been 7th. So for him to be on pole, that's pretty solid. Shanu Murasanu has been on the podium, but Thomas Wong's best result has been a 6th. So outside of Shanu, these are new leaders, new threats. And I do believe, interestingly enough, a different pole sitter each round so far this season in all three divisions. And I am correct. Also, another interesting thing, not a single pole sitter has actually won their division. Nathan Gray was not the pole sitter. Oral Ja was in Spa. Matt Gale was not the pole sitter. Diago Maltos was. Going on further down to the bronze category, Adrian Maroud was not the pole sitter. Sean Young was. Tyler Scott was not the pole sitter. Casey Jones was. And then in the iron category, Spa winner Bo Zur did not do it from pole. Mario Ferreira was the pole sitter. Sven van de Velde was the pole sitter at Snetterton, but Robert Stoltz ended up winning. So we definitely have had some very, very interesting results so far this season, which indicate we're going to have a very open championship. All right, so pole position, and I want to get a... Can I get a good... I guess Helicam might be my best bet, unfortunately. Okay. So pole position for Johan Viviers. Alongside him on front row is the Lexus of Shanu Murasanu. Row 2, Oral Ja, along with Philippe Nulis. It's a McLaren Ferrari row. Inside row 3 will be Sean Young in his Ferrari, with Thomas Boris joining him on the row. A lot of mid-engine, by the way. Not a lot of front engine. Anton Lammers will be on row 4 with Professional Hater. Row 5, Nathan Gray, joined by Jack Biddle, the all-British Invasion row, Aston Martin and Bentley. Adrian Maroud, row 6, along with Diago Matos. Row 7, Kerry Pattenton will be joined by Tyler Scott. Row 8, Felix Kramrich and Ron Morley. Row 9 will be the iron pole sitter Thomas Wong and Idris Cahill of formerly the Lego car. Andreas Hansen inside row 10 with Max Cruz. All Los Patos Hermanos. Infocraft will qualify inside row 11 with Casey Jones. Casey Jones quite a ways down. That's interesting. We're used to seeing him a little bit further up. Row 12, David Slater and... row 12. David Slater and Mario Fajeda. Robert Volt and Jeffrey Bacher, the veteran row 13. Conrad Kuhn with the lone Lamborghini in the field, I do believe. Inside row 14 with Samuel Jardine. All BMW row 15, that is Bo Zur and Atos Rahman. Good to see Rahman up a little bit higher up than we're used to seeing him. Row 16, Dee Hines and Mickey Taylor. Row 17, Pat Fortune and Chris Stancer. Row 18, Josh Davies and newcomer Bram Hoven. Row 19, Matthias Wiedemann and Clinton Strobel. Bromine will qualify inside row 20 with Balish Koldrich. Nicholas Light is a newcomer. He's on row 21 with Jos van de Velde. Lucas Joubert and Robert Stoltz. Row 22. Don't be fooled. They're both iron entries. Their entry list appears to be incorrect. Then we have Nathan B. and Misu Guzmanich on row 23. Row 24, Rian Latre and Chris V. Cosma. And then on the back row, it will be Flung Hund and Werner Jacobs. Before we kick this off, I'm going to take a moment to fill in my spreadsheet. I like to know who's in what car in terms of brands. And there's a couple of blanks, obviously, because I wasn't here for the opening round. And as a result, I have the results, but I don't have the replay files or who drove what car. So fixing that up with filling in the blanks is currently my my gig. Still don't have one for Christian Lems because I don't think he's here today. I don't have one for Garrett Viviers, Isaac Jordan, Sahil Midha, Mike Golfer, or Liam Smith. They all appear to be absent today. So will be Johan Viviers to lead us away in the Ferrari, the prancing horse at Monza. What a sight. Couple in there, actually. We have 3 prancing horses in the top 5. First, third, and fourth. Also Hayter and Marud quite high up. As well as Scott, Cahill, and Casey Jones. So the prancing horse doing quite well here today. Absolutely skunking the Lamborghini Bulls. And we'll see how the race goes. Not really sure if you guys need to do a lot of weaving, honestly, get the heat in the tires with this 38-degree temperature track. It is... it's getting heat into the tires is not going to be the heat battle. It's overheating the tires that I think is going to be something that that needs some work. Grid forming up 2x2. In behind Murasanu and Viviers. Ja and Young, row 2. Row 3 will be Newless and Boris. Then Lammers and Hayter. Gray and Biddle, your top 10. We await the green flag to drop here at Monza and send us away in anger. Casey Jones electing to start from the pit lane. Hopefully that's not as a result of a technical problem and maybe a tactical effort from the stunt possum crew. And we are off, heading down to Variante Primera for the first time in anger. Infocraft has picked up a drive-through penalty, possibly for being out of position. And Viviers has been overtaken, at least for the moment, by the Lexus of Shannon Murasanu. He's had a fantastic start. How messy will this be? Idris Cahill is off the track and backwards. I'm sure he got nudged into a spin there. Looking for a couple others. We got Slater. Robin's off. That's a shame. Atos Rahman had a really solid qualifying effort, and it is come to naught, at least for now. Murasanu in the lead in the Lexus. The number 91 car. First place. The pole sitter Viviers has dropped to second place with Oral Shaw third, followed by Newless, followed by Boris. Hayter's up to sixth place. He's at a phenomenal start. Sean Young is down to seventh. Jackson Biddle is in eighth. Anton Lammers and Diego Matos rounding off the top 10 right this second. So Hayter is the danger man in the Marlboro Ferrari. He is off to a phenomenal start. Shanu Murasanu leads the way. A lot of action early. By the way, I noticed I didn't see any penalties from the last round to be added to people, so that's interesting. Snetterton appears to have been a, at least from a stewarding point of view, very clean affair. Lammers is dropping through the field along with Matos. They're just getting swallowed up on the straight, so they must have maybe contact in Ascari. Which is allowing some people to come alive right now, including the Honda of Robert Volt. In the meantime, Murasanu continues to lead. It is going to be a tire battle out here today, though, to be clear. So, early success, not as important as it would normally be. I think with this hot track, it's gonna be the driver that can whisper, and keep the tires happy. The longest that is going to profit Nathan Gray losing 8th place to Tyler Scott, who moves up in the Ferrari. Patented overtakes Matos. Kuhn over Fajera, who is falling back to 21st place. Let's see if Casey Jones has joined the field. He has, so whatever forced the start from the pit lane has been handled, as a pair of Mustangs appear to have picked up issues with Infocraft and Bromine. Anton Lammers looking for a way through. He's up. Oh, and he's going to get it. Adrian Marud loses the track. Lammers goes through, followed by Wong and Kramrich. Robert Volt looking for a spot here. The veteran in the Honda. Sniffing around at Diogo Matos. Higher up, the Bentley is trying to make its way forward. Jack Biddle at the wheel of the Track Tool Bentley. And Thomas Boris going quite wide through there. Losing out to a couple of people. Yeah, not quite. Actually managed to hang on against Hayter. But they will run down to Redifila. Oh, no. Hayter kind of gives up on that one. The Bentley looking as well, though. Jack Biddle looking to go side by side with Sean Young. Into the first chicane. Up ahead of them, Boris going side by side with Hayter. And I think Hayter's going to make that happen. I think also the Bentley's going to get the job done as well. Boris may hang on here. Actually, got the inside into Curva Grande. For the time being, Lipton Tea hangs on against Marlboro Tobacco. Moving on down to Del Roggia. Up ahead of them, a little bit of action between Newless and Jaw. I looked away for just a second there, and there was some sand kicked up, but Boris has hung on for the time being. And the Bentley is looking ominous in the background, while Jaw picked up third place. Jack Biddle in the Bentley on the charge. Quite a few cars on the charge. Very close battles all around. Andres Hansen has got some problems as Diogo Matos has caught up to the back there. By the way, Adrian Marud falling back, so he may have had a second off. Either that or he's perhaps lost the tires, at least for the time being, and needs to get them back up into shape. Conrad Kuhn in the Lexus, or in the Lamborghini, trying to make a charge. Matos and Marud are off the track. And dropping backwards, so Kuhn ends up in 18th place as a result on the tail of Max Kruse, who is second place amongst the irons at the moment. Thomas Wong leading the way. Ron Morley losing out to Samuel Jardine. Lexus on BMW action. And Felix Kramrich on the attack against Thomas Wong. So he smells the iron leader in front of him. He doesn't like it. Kramrich is used to being used to being one of the iron leaders. Oh God, somebody has wrecked the has absolutely wrecked the styrofoam directions in Redifio. So somebody has taken some track limit liberties, shall we say. Idris Cahill's in the pit lane. The Stunt Possum is having some problems. Matthias Wiedemann also off. Wonder if they got into it. We also have Nicholas Light in the Ford and Clinton Strobel in the BMW in the pit lane. A lot of Mustangs in the pits early. I wonder. It's probably just completely random, obviously, but in real life, one would be talking about possible problems for the Mustang out there today that would perhaps doom some of the other cars. Jack Biddle on the hunt. He's picked up a spot over Hayter, but a couple of people have picked up a spot over Hayter, so... Whoa! Airborne! The Boatley channeling its inner airplane. Max Kruse and Conrad Kuhn, very close together. Kuhn making his way through. And further back, that is Mickey Taylor for the McLaren 720S Aliens crew. I like that livery too. Going down the inside of Parabolica. Now, Kruse and him are not in the same race. This is a silver versus a iron. So Kruse might be better off just letting him go. Focusing on the tires, focusing on trying to catch up to Thomas Wong in the long run. But we'll see. He is under no legal obligation to let Taylor through. This is not a blue flag scenario just because it's iron versus silver. Higher up, we have Anton Lammers going side by side with Tyler Scott. This is for 10th place. And Scott, for the time being, remains ahead. Checking in on pit watch, we have Lucas Joubert in the pit lane. Wiedemann's made it back to the pits, and Nicholas Light rejoins the festivities. Ron Morley. Purple People Eater. Oh, contact there. That was Maroon in one of the BMWs. That was Rahman getting nudged a little bit. And Morley will take advantage of Maroon's nudging of him to get past Rahman. Couple other cars in the mix there. That is Mario Ferreira, I do believe. As well as Josh Davies. Kramrich on the tail of Thomas Wong. Been here before, but the Track Tool Porsche is smelling a position right now. Kinda key. Kramrich is third amongst the bronze drivers right now, behind Newless and Young. Pardon me, fourth, because I keep forgetting Shannon Murasanu is a bronze driver, and he's in the lead. So he would actually be fourth place. Dago Matos being overtaken on the straightaway by the Lexus of Samuel Jardine. Not a surprise. That baby is a beast in the straight line. Up ahead of them, that is Bo Zur, the iron winner at Spa. Runs in third place in the category. Nathan Gray on the tail of Sean Young. Behind them, that is Scott, who's still battling with Lammers. And then further back, it's Wong and Kramrich, Pattenden, Hansen, Volt, and Kuhn. Adrian Marud trying to find his way past Mario Ferreira. And this time around, it will go a little bit smoother. Well, maybe. Not quite. Nathan B. in the background there in the Black Lung Bandit car. There's the Marlboro liveried car. And he's got some designs. He's got some ideas. Balish Coleridge in behind them in the BMW. Watkins livery. And then David Slater in the second of the Track Tools cars. In this group, Marud will get past. Fahea made that quite easy for him. Either made a bit of a mistake there and then didn't defend, or just kind of gave up on the battle, maybe. And at the front, the Bentley is once again in combat, but this time on the losing end of things with Professional Hater in the Marlboro Ferrari. The 992 moving forward and trying to get back at Thomas Boris, who he was battling with earlier. Nathan Gray in the background. The Los Patos Hermanos Aston Martin putting pressure on Sean Young. A bit of a yellow flag there for Boris, but I don't honestly know why. Bozer putting the pressure on Mickey Taylor. And in behind him, that is Samuel Jardine. Max Cruz in the pits early. There is a mandatory pit stop around here, so could just be an undercut idea. I don't know. Can I get a look at the car? Doesn't look damaged. Pat Fortune also in. So this could be an actual game plan from the championship contender Max Cruz, the current leader of the Iron Championship. 2 third positions to his name at Spa and Snetterton. Looking for a podium here today, but pits at a second place. Not sure I like that idea, but obviously if you made a miscalculation as far as tire pressures or setup, you're going to want to fix that up. Those are losing a spot there to Samuel Jardine. And now he'll try to defend against Diego Matos. The Walk and Horse BMW. I like that livery. Very solid. I do like the BMW M4. I know a lot of people don't, but I actually rather like it. In terms of like just its appearance. I know it's like strong car and everything. But when I say I like a car, I mean I'm referring more to its looks. Oh, contact between Nathan B and Coleridge. B is gonna straight line the chicane. Let's see where they rejoin. Didn't get a drive-through, so he didn't go too fast. And Coleridge will make the overtake stick. And more styrofoam being destroyed by the Mustang of Infocraft. Kramrich on the attack against Thomas Wong once again. Battle for 12th place. This has been going on for quite a bit, actually. Wong's doing a credit to himself. He took pole, and he's not really been a factor in the championship for Iron, but leads by a considerable amount. The next Iron driver up is Bo Zur, followed by Josh Davies. Right now, he's making up a lot of ground. But he was the fastest of them today in qualifying. And at the moment, he's living up to it. Nathan Gray looking down the inside of Sean Young for 8th place. And Young will continue to hang on. Gray is the championship leader in the silver category, but is having a bit of a rough run right now. Finds himself 9th overall and 6th in class. That will be his worst result of the season. would definitely... Now, he is helped out by the fact that Dennis Hook is not here today. Hook is in second place. Diogo Matos, who is in third place, is having a rough race as well. Currently, I believe, is on 0 points. So his only real problem at the moment would be Oral Ja, who is running up in third place, second in class. And Matos, by the way, making a spot up over Bozer. And up ahead, Mickey Taylor. And Samuel Jardine going to war. Jardine getting the better of it, at least for the time being. The Lexus moving forward. Purple Pillar, Ron Morley is coming up behind them. And Gray is back on the assault against Sean Young. Looks down the inside into Parabolica. He'll finally get through. And we have a yellow flag out for Conrad Kuhn, who is moving slowly. Let's see if we pick up what happened there. Oh. This kind of loses control through Ascari. Puts it in the wall. Doesn't look too badly banged up. Should be able to continue without a pit stop. So that's good. This is always the talent, is figuring out which of these very close gaps is going to develop into the battle I want to look at. Right now, there is the Kuhn train. This goes from Conrad Kuhn down to Bo Zur, who's going side by side with Matos. Jardine trying to make a move on Kuhn. Taylor trying to just pick up the scraps. And there is Ron Morley coming on strong in the Purple People Eater, followed by Josh Davies and Atos Rahman, who is looking pretty strong actually out there today, which is good to see. Rahman's been he's struggled. I don't think he would object to me stating that the number 185 BMW has so far in his career had a rough time, and it's good to see him out there and putting up some decent pace and also keeping not entirely out of trouble, but reasonably out of trouble. Viviers is closing back in on Shano Mursano. So Mursano, let's have a look at what the last lap was. Is this a case of Viviers turning up the pace, or is this a case of Mursano making a mistake? Nah. Mursano was down the 49s. This is just Viviers kind of eating back into it. So he's coming on strong. Fastest lap of the race, by the way, belongs to the third car in this mix, Oral Ja, in the Ferrari. The red and black one. A little bit behind them is Nulis in the Petronas car. Thomas Boris going side by side with Jack Biddle. And on this occasion, Biddle comes out on top. Professional Hater also overtaking Boris, so Boris backtracks to 7th place, where he will try to deal with, that's a lapped car in behind them. That's one of the, I think that's Max Cruz in the BMW, who is one of the early pit stoppers. Let's see here. Who is our top pit stopper? It is Cruz. So Cruz has been in, Stoltz, Joubert, Fortune, and Cahill. Rude in the pits now as well. We are starting to see some pit lane action that is, I think, meant to be strategic as opposed to just emergency at the moment. Samuel Jardine in, for example. Action continues to be hot around the Bentley. Jack Biddle on the tail. A Professional Hater. This is one of the cars that is going to have a bit of a hard time with the tire management. So it'll be interesting to see if Biddle can keep it going and keep doing very, very well. So far, so good for the Track Tool Bentley. But it is a car that just, in my experience, which is not a lot, but this was my original car in this game, actually. Because somebody else chose it for me. And it It is out there that has historically had some issues in that regard. But for the time being, hanging on to 6th place. Tyler Scott and Anton Lammers having a battle. We also have a yellow flag out for Boris, but he seems fine. So I think that's just a connection issue. I've noticed that the Boris has been popping up with a yellow flag quite frequently. I'm kind of left assuming that that is a connection-related issue. We also have Adrian Marou getting caught up in this fight for 10th place between Lammers and Scott. We'll see how he handles that. Further up, Biddle is on the attack. Oh no, Boris! Thomas Boris is... He got way too much curb. And the McLaren is sideways, trying to reach... Oh! Marou just avoided him. That was close. Gonna lose a spot to Lammers as well. Here comes Scott. Looks like he might have a chance against Scott. Retain 10th spot. That's a rough one. Matos putting the pressure on Bo Zur. Battle of two cars that have got to be getting quite hot with those dark liveries. Mickey Taylor, by the way, now is the top pit stopper. So, he is the quote-unquote danger man of the undercutters. Let's see if it works out. Thomas Wong losing a spot there. That was finally to Felix Kramrich. Kramrich had been on his tail for what felt like ever. Yellow flag out for Professional Hater. It looks like he pitted. Okay, this has got to be a bad one. Yeah, that's a bad one. Hard contact on the lead up to Redafio. I imagine that had to be with someone, because it's not a mistake we generally see somebody make on their own. Anton Lammers having a battle with Kramrich. Kramrich, oh! Contact in the background. That is Thomas Wong. That's a big deal. Wong off the track. I didn't see who whacked him. Let's see if we can we get a look here? It was Max Cruz. One of the purple people eaters, BMWs, getting into the back of him. That's not good, because they were not racing. That was not a battle for position. Cruz is down a lap due to his early pit stop strategy. By the way, D. Hines in the pit lane. Matos still on the tail of Bo Zur, who's making his way up in the world. Running 2nd place amongst the irons at the moment. Let's see if we can hang on. And Nathan Gray is now the top of the pit stoppers, having come in with Josh Davies. Andreas Hansen has quietly just made his way through the field. He's up to 13th place now. Bronze driver who is currently 5th place amongst the bronzes. I've been looking forward to what he can do after his really solid iron campaign last season. Showed a lot of improvement, and unfortunately just some scheduling issues took him out of the title fight. He is right up on the tail of Kerry Pattenden, who is another driver who has kind of slowly made his way through the field, along with the Honda in behind them. That is Robert Volt. Kramrich on the attack again. This time looking to get onto Tyler Scott. Now, this is not a battle for position for Kramrich, but he would love to eliminate some of the cars between him and the podium of the bronze category at the moment of Murasanu, Nulis, and Young, which has been pretty, up until now, stable. Robert Volt thinking about a move. This is an in-class move against Andreas Hansen. And Hansen will hang on for now. Mercedes overpowering Honda. Don't underestimate Honda as a as another Honda comes in. That's Chris V. Cosma. Pit lane. And Casey Jones is showing as a yellow flag. Let's see what happened to the stunt possum Ferrari. No one near him. Yeah, just a little bit too wide at Lesmo too. Casey has had some bad luck. Sean Young in the pits, by the way. Has had some bad luck up until this date. Tyler Scott, what are you doing? That is not how you're supposed to take the Redifio. Just outbreaks himself. Felix Kramrich also does, and takes a rough path across as well. Max Cruz in the background, but a little bit of an embarrassing one. At the front, Shannon Morisano still continues to lead from Johan Viviers. That is the Silver v Bronze leaders. Making their way through Mickey Taylor, if I'm not mistaken, in the Aliens McLaren. Nathan Gray working his way through, one of the higher ranking pit stoppers. On the tail of Chris Stancer at the moment. I imagine Chris will not fight him too much. Chris is a fairly gentlemanly racer, racing in the bronze category as opposed to Gray in the silver category. And obviously has to know that he is yet to make a pit stop. And as a result, Nathan Gray is, let's just say, not in his race. And Philippe Newlis is into the pits. A couple other ones as well. Scott's in, Kramrich is in, Pattenden is in. And Gray is going to make his overtake stick against Stancer, I think, heading into Ascari. And he does. Gray is the highest of the pit stoppers. He's hopped Sean Young in the exchange as well. Further back, newcomer Bram Hovind. Currently running in 30th place, having a nice little battle with SWD Flunghund in the classic McLaren livery. Battle for position in 29th at the moment. Yellow flag out for Coleridge. Looks like he just cut the chicane. Pit stoppers in. Trying to find a good battle. And I think I'm right back to, well, Hovind pitted. that ended that battle. I had a battle in mind. It didn't last because of a pit stop. We'll join race leader Shanu Murasanu for a little bit. Currently working his way through traffic there. One of the Mustangs up ahead of him, as well as I believe that'd be Lucas Joubert in the McLaren. Biddle and Boris pit. As well as Robert Volt. Popular pit stopping moment, obviously, with us being halfway through the race here. This is the sort of, I would say, recommended pit point for the standard strategy. And in behind there is Viviers, still on the chase. Laurel Shaw also yet to pit, running in third ahead of Anton Lammers. And then it'll be Thomas, Wong, your top 5. Now, Lammers and Wong will fall quite a bit back when they pit. They're definitely making advancements here while other people pit, more so than being in the fight. Tyler Scott on the back of Werner Jacobs. It's around the outside. Looking to clear the Lexus, who dodges into the pit lane anyways. Murisanu is in. So that'll hand the lead over to Johan Viviers. We'll see if he can get some free space out there to make the overcut work. Gonna be hard. He's got Joubert and that Mustang fighting for seemingly for position. Now, it is not, because Joubert is nowhere near a Mustang, nor is he fighting with a Mustang, so that is a lap differential situation as well. So 3 cars together that are not actually doing anything. Conrad Kuhn is off again. Let's see what happened to the Lambo. Trying to chase down Andreas Hansen. Just gets out of shape on the outside of Parabolica. Ends off in the gravel trap. Newless putting some pressure on Coleridge, but of course this is not really a battle for position. Ballas is yet to pit. Philip has, and it ends pretty easily. Couple of pit stoppers in. Bo Zur, Tommy Wong, Atos Rahman, Ron Morley, and now Ballas is also in. So yet to pit, we have Viviers, Lammers, Hansen, Kuhn. And further down we have Flunghun and Bacher. We're down in 21st and 22nd position. Battling it out. Bacher in. Kind of looking further down. Is there anybody else that is yet to pit? So we have Nicholas Light, who we've seen in the pits a couple of times. So I'm imagining he might be having some kind of control binding issue that is preventing him from actually serving his pit stop. Heavily damaged now. Looks like he's going to try again. Hopefully he's figured out whatever it is. I swear I've seen him in at least twice. Nope, this will be number 2. Okay, so once previous. And also in... that's Coleridge. Oh, Viviers in the pits. All right. So the car of interest for Viviers is Shannon Murisanu. That's the number 91 car, which right now is coming towards Parabolica. I would point at it if I could, but obviously... oh! Murisanu is off! No! A horrible moment to mess up Ascari. Just gets a little too wide. Oh. That may cost him the lead. I mean, I know right now the lead belongs to Andreas Hansen, but it will not stay that way. Viviers rejoins quite ahead. Hansen, along with Kuhn and Jones, have yet to pit. So they are out of position in terms of the overall status here. So the effective leader is Viviers, who is shown in 4th place. Yeah. Everyone's got to pit. Anton Lammers. Never mind. Okay, Lammers is... I think... yeah, there we are. He's dropping. So it's Viviers, followed by Jaw. Newless is effectively in 3rd. Biddle in the Bentley is 4th. Nathan Gray 5th. Sean Young 6th. Lammers has come through nicely. He is up to 7th. Very legitimately. Murisanu's mistake has put him in effective 8th place. Boris and Kramrich round off the top 10 Assuming Hansen can't get in the mix here. Hang on. What's a pit stop time around here? About a minute. Is he gonna come out? Nah, he's gonna come out around Kerry Pattenden. So, even Hansen's not quite top 10 at the moment. Mario Ferreira is in a battle with Adrian Marud. And up ahead of them, that is Mickey Taylor hopping the chicane. And in behind them, that is, I believe, Clinton Strobel. Actually, pardon me, that's Rahman. And then the purple people eater of Ron Morley. Morley's a bit out of position. And pit stops from Hansen and Jones, so that leaves Conrad Kuhn as our non-pit stopper. The Lamborghini is determined to lead some laps around here. Represent for the Prancing Bull. And we'll see if he can... where would he come out? As it stands, if he were to pit now... he'd be somewhere around Kerry Pattenden at best, who's running in 14th place. But more likely more around Matos or Bowser. So not really making much of a stand. D. Hines, we haven't had a look at D. Hines in a while. Put some pressure on Ron Morley in the Purple People Eater. Pardon me, Max Cruz. Purple people eater. Need to learn not to trust the game display. I need to trust ACC Race Control because it is the real-time one. The on-screen display with Race Room uses the sectors as opposed to live timing. So. Also, it's a slightly different shade of purple. I call them both the Purple People Eaters, but they are not the same livery, not the same color in any way. Take a quick look and see if anybody has joined me in the booth. The answer is no. Adrian Marud all over the back end of Mickey Taylor. Taylor is making several mistakes here, and it is definitely letting... Oh, Marud didn't like it. Matt Gale in chat. Matt, why aren't you on track? Where's Matt Gale? This is disappointing. Rian Lotre. Dragon Alliance. South African driver. Battling with the newcomer Bram Hoven. Over 39th place. And Nathan B. was off the track for a bit there. But has seemingly rejoined without really much issue. Just waiting on Kuhn to pit, and then we'll do a rundown of how the race is going by rating. D. Hines trying to get past Max Cruz. This is a pretty important spot here. Cruz, of course, the championship leader for the Irons. Hines is not really in battle for that championship, but at the same time, he is teammates with Pat Fortune, who is second in that championship, just 1 point behind Cruz. So it would be, needless to say, pretty important for them to work this out. Wong, Zur, Fajeda, Rahman's up on the podium. Interesting. So this is the battle for 4th place. And D. Hines is going to overshoot Del Raggia by a fair bit. And that is Rahman, who is currently not moving. Turns to pit lane. What happened here? Weird. Sat on a beach in France. Solid. Okay, well, Rahman appears to have just run out of power for some reason. Casey Jones is also in the pits again. Some possible issues going on for that stunt possum entry. And we're still waiting on the pit stop of Conrad Kuhn, who leads the race for Lamborghini. But when he comes out, he's going to be around the Bozer, Samuel Jardine, Andreas Hansen area. Could even be back in like the Taylor versus Fahea area. So definitely not a front end contender here today. Which means that the effective leader is the Trail Bullets Ferrari of Johan Vivieres. We're just waiting for that Lamborghini to make a pit stop. Not really much going on in the battles, so we'll give the leader... Oh, there we go. Kuhn is in. Alright, we'll give him the leader treatment here and see where he pops out. So my guess, chat, is we're looking at somewhere around the 194 of Vicky Taylor, who is in 19th place. And on the track is making his way through the Lesmos right now at the very, very top, the very north end of the track. And now heading down south towards Variante Ascari. And, well, Kuhn is going to beat him out by a fair bit. How quick was that pit stop? That was a very quick pit stop. Might be the fastest pit stop of anybody. Yeah. Conrad Kuhn with the fastest pit stop of anybody in the race. Congratulations. So he makes that happen, and I had him coming out in 19th. He came out in 60th. Goes to show, I can be horrendously wrong at times. All right, let's get the rundown here. In the silver category, it is Johan Vivieres leading the way from Oral Shaw in second. Third place belongs to the Bentley of Jack Biddle. Fourth place to Nathan Gray. Fifth place to Anton Lammers, who's had a really, really solid race. Thomas Boris is sixth. Tyler Scott is seventh, followed by Kerry Pattenden in eighth place. Ninth place to Diogo Matos. And rounding off the top 10 is Conrad Kuhn. In the bronze category, your leader is Philip Newlis. Sean Young is in second place. And they both are with this band. Shannon Murasanu for colliding with the wall. Murasanu is third place now after leading this for a long time. Felix Gramerich in fourth. Fifth to Samuel Jardine. Right behind him is seventh place Andreas Hansen. Eighth place belongs to Adrian Marud, the championship leader in the bronze category. David Slater trying to track him down. He's in ninth place. And Balas Kalrish is in 10th. So that's the points for bronze. Leading the way in the iron category, it is Thomas Wong. Second place to Bozer. He's looking really strong. Proving that Spa result was not a one-off. Very proud of him. Mario Fajea is third place. Championship leader Max Cruz is in fourth, followed by D. Hines in the stunt possum. Nathan B, sixth place. Seventh for Misu Guzmanich. Bromine, eighth place. Ninth for Jas van de Velde. And rounding off the top 10 is Infocraft. So those are the points positions by grouping. I might be slightly off. There are a couple of drivers that show with the wrong number plate. So keep that in mind. Also, somebody is facing the wrong way. That is Chris V. Cosma, who has come out of the Lesmos looking at the wrong direction. And that is a tough rejoin because he's going to need a gap in the traffic. He'll probably have to come on after Chris Stancer in the 8 car and Lucas Joubert go through. There they are. Stancer popping into view right now. and he'll be able to rejoin from there. But that front end is going to be messed up. Andreas Hansen putting the pressure on against Samuel Jardine. This is a battle for bronze position. This is a battle for 5th place. So it's very, very important. Jardine has had a rough time. 0 points through 2 rounds. So he would love this 5th place. Hansen, 7th place at Snetterton after a disappointing Spa result. So neither of these guys terribly high up in the championship. But they would love to snag a top 5 here in the group today. And up ahead of them, that is Casey Jones, who is not in a fight with them today. Pardon me, that's Pat Fortune. Haven't gotten it in my head yet that Pat Fortune's racing a Ferrari this season. My apologies. Sporting the 488. The old Ferrari. As Jardine has a lovely run through the runoff, and that will cost him a spot to Andreas Hansen. And that is 5th place in the bronze category. Also got some action kicking off again. D. Hines is caught back up to Max Cruz. Stop-go penalty for Jos van de Velde. That will probably knock him out of the iron points positions. He was in 8th or 9th. I think 9th. Yeah, 9th. Infocraft was the last one, so that'll probably put Pat Fortune up into the top 10. And drop Van de Velde from it. Also got a great battle going on between Nathan B. and Guzmanovic. Guzmanovic appears to have maybe given him some trouble. It's also going to let Infocraft through. Pardon me, Bromine through. In the Mustang. Yellow flag for Ron Morley. Looks like he just had a trip across the grass. And a late pit stop from Tyler Scott. That could be a problem. He was the winner at Snetterton for the bronze category. He's one of the ones with the wrong number plate. And he limps into the pit lane. Lammers, by the way, has lost a spot to Thomas Boris. Finds himself back in 8th place now. It's good enough for 5th still in the silver category. Pardon me, 6th. And up ahead, that is Murisanu, but that is just back traffic that they're working their way through. One of the Marlboro cars. Not a battle for position. Matos on the tail of Kerry Pattinen. This is for some minor point positions. Battle of 2 McLarens. Thomas Wong up ahead of them. Matos is with the Stunt Possums. Stunt Possum lads, you've got a livery broken in the pack. Go fix it. Go, now. Abandon the race. I'm kidding. But I do love the Stunt Possum work, so hopefully they get that fixed up for Paul Ricard. And Matos going very wide through that area. Mario Ferreira is up on the tail of Mickey Taylor. This is not a battle for position within class, but I'm sure Ferreira would still like to go for it. Not really racing for anything beyond the current 3rd place he holds right now. Bozer and Thomas Wong are a little bit too far up the road for him to really have much of a shot at them, but I'm sure he would love to make an overtake happen on one of the silver drivers. And oh boy, oh no! Anton Lammers got picked up in that. Where is Lammers? Okay, it looks like he's rejoined without too much issue. He's going to lose a spot to Felix Kramaric, but Kramaric is not in his class, so it could be worse, is what I'm saying. Lammers has had a fantastic race, though. And that is a lapped car going through. Hopefully he doesn't have to pit. That'll be the real problem, is if he has to pit to fix that damage. And Shanu Murasanu has got Thomas Boris all over his butt. We know that Lexus is gimped right now. Guzmanovic playing the role of Ricardo Zonta. Boris looking down the inside. Will he go for it? Will he go for broke? He will. The inside favors the Lexus on the exit, though. And the Lexus has a very, very strong engine. Ooh, Andreas Hansen off. Looks like him and Conrad Kuhn might have come to blows. Yep. Yep. Little green on green action there. And Lammers is going to have to pit. Oh, that hurts. Late in the race, he is going to have to pit for repairs. Doesn't think he can hold it. Tyler Scott is trying to make up from his pit stop as well. He is putting the pressure on Dave Slater. That is Werner Jacobs, I believe, up ahead of them in the Lexus. And the overtake will happen there. Slater runs wide. Jacobs runs wide. Possibly intentionally. And through goes Tyler Scott. Morley and Bromine also in for late pit stops as well. So a couple of cars getting some late work done. Thomas Wong, Diego Matos, two broken McLaren liveries racing each other. That's horrifying. I can't tell which is which. They look the exact same. Battle for 11th place. This is the Iron Leader, though. So if I'm Wong, I'm not taking this too seriously. We'll put it that way. Boris looking for the move. He's going down the inside again against Shanu Murasanu. Contact. Murasanu hangs on. Still going to be a good result for Murasanu, but I have to think he thought he was in for more here today. We'll just put it that way. He had the potential. Did we just lose Boris? Okay, still out there. So we just had a... Looks like we just had a connection dip. He is still being shown, and there he is. Battling with Murasanu. Makes this very dangerous for Murasanu. And into the Lesbos we go. Escorts him to the outside of the track and makes the overtake stick. That is either Atos Rahman or Clinton Strobel in the... Clinton Strobel. In the sand trap there. Johan Viviers has lost the lead to Oral Jha. He must have made a significant mistake. Let's see if we can get it on replay here. What happened? We were using the 30-second replay. No, they're side by side at this point. He had a 157.7 or 152.7 lap. He lost 4 seconds to Jha on a single lap. Something must have happened. Hopefully he didn't have contact with a blue flag car, because that's never as a blue flag car how you want your race to be defined, that you're the guy who took out the leader. But Oral Jha is on a charge. And suddenly, ladies and gentlemen, we got a battle for the lead. That I honestly wasn't expecting us to have in this last 5 minutes. Ferrari v Ferrari. Andres Hansen is back on the back of Conrad Kuhn. Last time these two were in close proximity, Hansen rear-ended him. So, yeah, he needs to not do that again. As they head down towards Renifio. Kuhn's got the inside. Should be able to position this correctly, and indeed he will. He will defend Lamborghini v Mercedes. Further back, Mario Ferreira looking to make a move on Mickey Taylor. I said he'd want to get this overtaken a silver done, but also doesn't want to risk too much. He's running in third place in the iron race right now, and first and second are not really within reach. So he's defending just what he has. Kerry Pattinen, I don't see you, Kerry. Oh, there you are. Looks like he's gotten out of shape at Lesmos. Yep. Self-inflicted wound there for the track tool McLaren. Does that drop him out of the points? I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nah, he's still 7th. Still 7th place. Bozer up on the back of Matos. So Bozer could still get the win here in the iron category. I was under the impression he was quite a ways back, but no, not really. He's actually ahead of Thomas Wong. What has happened to Thomas Wong? He's been in the wars. What happened to our iron leader? That's Ascari. So he lost it at Ascari. Now, the question becomes, did he lose it at Ascari, or was there another party involved? He'll try and drag that to the end, I imagine. I would hope he's not going to pit. He's definitely moving very, very slowly. Should still be able to bring it home in second place in class, but that I think is handled Bozer victory. Nathan Gray on the tail of Sean Young. Gray currently running in 4th place. Will that be enough for him to retain the lead? Oh, maybe not. No, it will. It will. Oral Shaw is the only person ahead of him that's really pulling any gap to him, and he was quite a ways back. So Nathan Gray will exit today, the championship leader, unless knock on wood, something terrible were to happen. And he moves up into 5th place there, overtaking Sean Young, who is running in 2nd place in category. By the way, Newless's win would be a 3rd different bronze winner, and Shaw's win would be a 3rd different silver winner. So the only repeat winner would be Bozer. Masio Saha, how was the race up until now? Clean stuff or not really? It's been pretty good. There's been some things. I mean, it's Monza. If we ever go through a race at Monza without any kind of contact or controversy, I honestly wouldn't know how to take it. But by the standards of Monza, no, things have been pretty clean. I haven't seen any horrible issues. A couple of 2 or 3 rear-ending moments, so there's some things I would imagine for the stewards to handle. But most of the carnage has been self-inflicted. And as you can see, car versus styrofoam related, as Kerry Pattinen overtakes Thomas Wong. I'm not really following what's going on with Thomas Wong right now because his car is banged up. And he's just trying to drag this home. Like, the only thing he's interested in is beating Mario Ferreira and Max Cruz. As far as these silvers and bronzes that are around him, it's just keep your nose clean and don't really fight for position. You can see it. He's making it pretty easy for them to get around him. So Oral Ja approaches the last lap. He's got a 2-second lead over Johan Viviers. So Viviers is not coming back at him. Probably helps that he is the fastest man on track right now. 48.847 last time around. That's only about a half second off of the fastest lap of the race. Tyler Scott on the tail of Adrian Marud. Despite the different colored number plates, this is a battle for position. Scott is one of the bronze drivers. He's just for some reason showing as silver. Well, compared to any pubby lobby, Matt Gale, I would hope that we're very clean. I would hope. Compared to a pubby lobby, my drunken Friday night races are clean. Oh, Tyler. Tyler Scott ends up off. This is not helping his championship desires. Re-enters alongside Dave Slater. Kraft and Guzmanovic are going at it. And Kraft will, for now, pick up a spot. Those two guys are battling the championship, so pretty important. Oop. Not sure who that was hopping up ahead of them. Oh, that was Matos up in 10th place. All right, Marud up on the back of Cruz. This is not important. Cruz is 4th in iron. Your race winner will be Oral Ja from Viviers. So let me. Oh, and he got fastest lap too. So 19 points. 3rd place for Jack Biddle in the Bentley. Really solid run from him. Congratulations. Your winner in the bronze class will be Philip Nulis. He is the 3rd different person to take home victory in the class, so very much congratulations. Sean Young in 2nd place. That's back-to-back 2nd place finishes for Young. Nathan Gray taking home a 4th place finish and championship lead. Thomas Boris will be 5th. I do really wish we could do something about people leaving the server. Bo Zur gets the victory in iron. Congratulations. Trying to give you guys your love. You're leaving the server. Thomas Wong does hang on to 2nd place in iron, so congratulations to him. His car was quite beat up. And for him to get it to the end, that's very impressive. Mario Ferreira will round off the podium in 3rd place. He had a rotten run at Snetterton, so good to see him back up there. And rounding off the podium in the bronze category, I believe, will be Shanu Murasanu, but he has left the server on me. But I think it will be him, so we'll put that in there. We'll pencil that in. Where is he? There you are, Shanu. All right. So by my quick maths, your championship leaders with 43 points apiece, Nathan Gray and Philip Nulis in silver and bronze. And in the iron category, it will be Bo Zur on 36. So we'll see what happens otherwise. Today, we have a Ferrari winner, and that means I got to show you guys a Ferrari livery while we wrap things up here. We'll see if anybody wants to chit-chat. That's not what I meant to do. We want a Ferrari. We want a... Do I even have any custom liveries for the Ferrari? Oh, I do. They're not very good. And they're both for the 488. Okay. So I don't. So what you're telling me is I don't. We'll pick a good one here. I do like Conquest Racing. Emil Frey. Kessel. The Kessel's not too bad. Everyone's like, why is this bonehead doing this? Oh! Winner! I don't think I've even seen that livery. Alrighty. Let's have a look and see who wants to join in. I do see Ashanu Murasanu has asked to speak.
Hello.
Shanu Mursanu, it looked like a win was snatched from your fingers today. You ended up in the
Yes,
wall. You ended up smashed
I
up.
feel robbed. I feel so robbed.
You
My
can't
VR
feel robbed.
disconnected.
You did it to yourself.
No, I did not. My VR disconnected mid-Ascari, so I was
Ah.
left with no vision. And then, yeah, I tried to do Ascari blind by memory and then stop on the side of the track before reconnecting, but unfortunately that
I mean,
didn't
in
go to
fairness,
plan.
if there's a track that I could do with my eyes closed, it's probably Monza.
Yeah, well, I avoided it a lot, so I don't have it to that point because I don't like it that much. So yeah, I feel
Sir,
robbed. I had the
it's
pace.
3 chicades and 2 Lesbos. Come on,
Yeah,
you can do
fair,
this.
fair. I had the pace. I definitely had the pace. I was finally pulling ahead. Viviers was behind me for the whole first stint, and then towards the end of the first stint, I was pulling ahead. I had finally built a gap, and then after the pit stop, this happened, and unfortunately, it also resulted in a hit in the wall. I didn't just stop on the side of the road and fix it and just lose time like that. So then I continued losing time throughout the rest of it. It happened again at one point, so it happened twice, but the second time it happened on the start-finish straight, so I just stopped after the breaking point in the fake chicane thingy with styrofoam, fixed it, and then went on again. Yeah, but
Well, that's good.
really robbed, really robbed. It was the first time I had this kind of pace. I was excited about leading the race, but yeah.
Well, you picked up a 3rd place today. That'll still help you out championship-wise.
True. But it would have been my first win ever, so yeah, I'm a bit disappointed.
I think you'll probably find yourself at about 4th place in the championship, if I'm not mistaken. You'll be behind Philip Newlis, Sean Young, and Adrian Marood.
Nulis is. I'll give you two pieces of insight. First of all, Nulis is not staying bronze. There's no way. We've all looked at his lap times. His bronze stint was very close to silver. His license stint was very close to silver, like just
Okay.
0.0 something% off, and then his race pace has improved since then, obviously.
What's the
And now he's
what's the alloy of bronze and silver? I need to know this now. That'll be his.
So that's the
that'll be his
first
rating.
insight. So Nulis is definitely going to be silver by the end of the season. And the second one, you know the Van der Veldes, there's two of them, and you think they're cousins or something? They're father and son.
I knew they were something. It was explained to me in chat at one point.
And
what
Jos
they were,
is
and
the
I just didn't
father.
remember.
Yeah, Jos is the father, just like Jos Verstappen and Max Verstappen.
Okay.
And then Sven is the son.
There's
Yep,
a lot of like father son cousin combinations I got to keep straight. It's hard. And then
Yeah,
there's the occasional one where you get two really weird names, and they're in the race. And it's like, oh, they must be like related or something. No, they're not. What? How did this happen?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, I am curious to see what VVS has to say also, because I raced him for
Interesting
a
that
lot.
Newless hasn't won a race for somebody who has pace that everybody is caught in the he needs to be promoted category. Not saying he doesn't. Obviously, you can have the pace and just things don't go right.
I mean, I'm not saying he's top of silver, but he is silver. He's definitely going to.
Well,
be
no,
promoted.
he hasn't won a bronze race even. Is my point. So I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I see Matt Gale in the chat. Hey, Matt. Thanks for the support.
That was checking things out from a beach in France. Johan, if you would like to speak with the audience, you gotta raise your hand, sir. I do not have. There we go. I do not have the ability to drag people up here. All right, Johan Viviers. At some point, there we go. You'll be pulled onto the stage. You led the middle bit of this race, I suppose. You were the second of our three people who were really looking like they were going to pick up a win here today, and unfortunately, Oral Ja ended up beating you out. What happened there? Because you were like 4 seconds slower than him on a lap, but we didn't see the why.
It was lap 29 on the entry of Ascari. I caught up with some traffic, and yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. I almost drove into the back of the Lexus there on the entry for Ascari. luckily I missed the oak, and then yeah, but I lost a lot of lap time, and then I think the other guy with the Ferrari, Mr. Yeah, he then made up a lot of time on me. But it was a fun race. I enjoyed it. It was very lekker.
It did look like Oral came alive at the end as well. It wasn't just you making a mistake. He was putting up some very good laps towards the end.
Oh no, he had me sweating. I saw him come from behind, and then I just tried to keep the pace. And I thought, okay, don't want to overcook my tires. I just want to keep it there. If he catches me half a second a lap, it's all right. I can make it till the end. But yeah, as I said, they had a bit of an unfortunate incident there in front of Ascari. But it was all right. It was very lekker. I must say I enjoyed the racing at Era. It's very, very nice.
Well, big 1-2 for the Prancing Horses. And anything else you would like to tell us about your race?
No, I would just want to say thanks to all the guys. It was very lekker. I enjoyed it a lot. I must say I've raced in a couple of other platforms, and I really enjoy the oaks and even the back markers. You know, they make a bit of space and so forth. So yeah, it was very nice. But I haven't. Obviously, it's my first season and I compete at Evolution Racing. So I believe you get pulled up or something in the middle of the season or something like that. I'm not sure how the rules work.
It's only if you get if your last 4 races have the license, so the pace is calculated compared to the fastest guy on the server, which I believe at the time is Chris Peterson on server 1, not on the server, sorry, on in Evolution Racing Academy, and then you get a percentage based on your lap times. So if your next, so if your last 4 races have a percentage between 102.25% and I think it's 101.5%, then you'll get moved to gold. But
there have been some exceptions to that. I know John Spriggs got yanked up pretty much immediately. When
I mean, John Spriggs, come on, we all remember John Spriggs. He was not supposed to be on server.
I believe I said something when he debuted. I'm like, John Spriggs.
You did say something, I remember.
Bronze driver? No. That doesn't smell right.
Yeah, so I must just make sure. Maybe I must start going a bit slower then.
If you can go slow in the race, I mean, I don't know, go for it. But
no,
who wants to go slow in the race? Like I could never, even if I tried to.
You say this, but there are people. There's a driver. I'm not gonna say his name. He's not in Evolution Racing Academy, but I'm not gonna say his name. He is known as a sandbagger in one of the other communities I do commentary and race in. It's always like, all right, server 3, sir, what are you doing here, sir? You do not belong here. Why are you sandbagging again?
Well, at least I'm enjoying it here because you get a podium. That's very nice. So, yeah. Maybe I must just go a bit slower in the next one. But that wouldn't have helped because I came second. So no, that will definitely not work.
I just checked. You definitely did gold pace this race, so keep up the good work, and we'll see you in server 1 soon.
Monza, I do find, is a little bit of an outlier as far as pace is concerned, though. There are some people that there's always, and I know this because I'm one of the people who this applies to, who let's just say overperforms at Monza, compared to what I normally am capable of doing.
Yeah, I must say my Snetterton race, I was very disappointed when I got disconnected on the grid on second place. And when I got pole today, I was like, please don't go off, Rick, computer. Just stay on. Don't disconnect me again. But yeah, luckily it didn't happen today.
Well, that's good. Got yourself a second place.
Awesome. That was very, very nice.
Also, like the livery. I'm a big fan of your orange and gray livery. That got a lot of attention.
I did look at the stream that you did last week, and I saw that my car was just black, so I had to do a bit of awesome or whatever to get it loaded up. So yeah, I'm glad it's not just a black car again.
Well, it happens. There's a couple of people who still have that. I feel like there's probably been every race I've done commentary for. There's been at least one car that's not working properly. So you're You have
At
company.
least I
We'll put
got
it that way.
Okay. No, but that was awesome. And I'm looking forward to the next one. That will what? Paul Ricard, I think.
Hopefully, it's a good one. I'll be honest. Paul Ricard not a favorite track of mine, so I'll have to summon up some energy. We do have Oral Ja in the Discord chat. If you would like to speak, Oral, you got to raise your hand, and I'll invite you to the stage. Just listening as usual. Yeah, I figured, but I gotta ask every time. Oral,
Anyway.
for those who do not know, Oral is often in the Discord chat and just doesn't talk. I've never managed to badger him onto microphone. All right.
Right.
Johan,
He's probably-
Shanu, anything else you would like to add before we sign off for the people?
Yeah, I just wanted to say good race to Johan. Had a lot of fun in the first stint. I'm very sad I had disconnected, so we couldn't continue that in the second stint also. But you kept me sweating. It was fun.
And as I say, Mr. Yao as well. He kept me sweating also in the second part. So, yeah. Thanks very much for your.
I just
commentary
checked.
and
He
everything,
did have the fastest pace out of anyone today. So of course he
for
kept
sure.
you sweating.
By the end of the race,
Yeah.
for sure. His after his lap went purple. I don't know, like 7 or so laps from the end, and then after that, it's like, nope, he's the fastest one constantly. Still purple.
Awesomeness.
So you have the
I'll
charge
talk
at
to you
the end.
guys again. Thank you very much.
See you.
All right,
And
everybody.
I hope,
Thank you for the
I
stream,
hope,
as always.
I hope I make the podium again so we can talk again.
I mean, you can always pop in and talk. It's not limited to podiumers.
No problem. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. So
Awesome.
everybody
Bye-bye.
will head off, and it'll be Paul Ricard up next in the championship. I'm not sure on the date because sometimes there is a week between these races. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, August 17th. Nope, that's Watkins Glen. There's Paul Ricard. There it is. August 10th. So it will be next week. We'll be doing commentary again from Paul Ricard. Hopefully everybody will have a good time. Hopefully we'll have a nice healthy grid. We had a pretty big grid today, so congratulations to everybody who got to the end of this one, and to the people who soldier on through their problems. That's always appreciated. I think that's what makes a race. That's what makes a series like actually sustainable. Is the people who will crash, because it will happen, and they will continue on and just try and make it happen. So that's always good to see. We'll see you at Paul Ricard, and I don't really have anything else to add. I'm going to go play some MechWarrior 5 Clans and upload that to my YouTube channel.